Hey guys, Steven again here with Beyond Clean. In this video, I want to give you guys a quick tutorial on how to do a two-step paint correction. As you see, I have this taped up. We're going to be doing the correction on the right side, and then I'll show you guys what the left side looks like, which is going to be the side we don't do. It's very important that if you're going to do any type of paint correction to a vehicle, that the first thing you do is make sure that you have a paint depth reader. So what a paint depth reader does is it's going to check the level of clear coat on the vehicle. So any type of scratch is not in the paint, it's actually in the clear coat, which is the layer on top of your paint. So when you're doing any type of paint correction, in order for you to level out a scratch where you can't see it, you're taking off clear coat. So this has been freshly repainted, not freshly, but it's been painted, it's not factory. So I know from checking his paint that he is at about 22 mils. Okay, so he's about 3 to 4 times the depth of what a brand new vehicle comes off the showroom on his clear coat. But he has a ton of surface scratches. Now, he's not trying to throw thousands of dollars into it, but immediately when he came and I checked his paint depth, I said, you know what, we're gonna go straight to a two-step. The polish is just not going to get where we want to get to. Now, on a vehicle this thick with the clear coat, and just by me having the experience and looking at the scratches, the only way to get them out is going to be the wet sanding. But then that's going to be considerably more expensive. So we're going to try to make it look the best that we can with simply a compound and a polish. Okay, so what is paint correction? As I just explained, paint correction is to eliminate a scratch, marring, swirl marks that are in the clear coat that haven't penetrated to the base coat. You have 3 different levels of paint correction. You have a polish, which is a 1-step correction. You have a compound, then polish, which is a 2-step correction. And you have a wet sand, compound, and polish, which is a 3-step correction. And then you have, you can literally have 3 different sort of polishes, 3 different types of compounds. You could wet sand to 1,000, go up to 2, 3, and 5. There's a lot of different variables, and then depending on the pad you're using. But again, we're not really going to get into all of that. That'll be most likely a video for another day. So how I'm going to achieve this is I'm actually going with, I'm a Menzerna guy. I love Menzerna compounds and polishes, and Cut Force Pour Pro is amazing. Now, you can technically finish with this, but in my practice with it, in my experience, this is an amazing compound. I really would have used this as a polish. So I'm using Cut Force Pro, and then I'm digging deep. I'm going with a wool pad. Why am I going with a wool pad? One is because he has a lot of clear coat. I've already checked 50 different spots on the vehicle, and I already did the other side of the bed just to see what combination works for me. So normally we're going to check different types of pads. Do I want to go to foam, microfiber wool? You can do different levels of those also, but I know this is the combination I want to go with. So I'm going to get it started. So when you first, normally you do 4 dots. Before, I call this priming the pad, which is the terminology actually everyone uses. But I try to put, this is a lot more than traditionally I put just on that first go around. So it's going to get kind of loud. So I'm actually going to put some music on. We're not going to fast forward it. I'm going to do this live. I'm going to do this live. There's no, just minus a little editing, but for the most part, we're going to get it done. So I'm going to do less talking, and we're going to do a 2-step on this area here. Let's go. You don't have to. I don't have to. I want to do it for the just for the video here, but you go ahead and check your work when you're doing this. Now, when I'm looking at this now, there is literally, I want to say, 90% of the scratches came up. Okay, so I mean, there is some of the deeper ones, you know, but for the most part, this looks amazing. I technically don't even have to finish down on here. There is a slight haziness that I'm sure you can't see on the, I'm recording this on my iPhone, but we have to polish it to get it out. But I mean, this looks really good. Really happy with how this came out. Again, but I already did a test on the other side, so I already kind of knew what, you know, what we were looking into. So let's continue. So you may have noticed that I did that a little bit faster than what I did on this side, and that's because as you go, you'll learn how to know what you can correct and what you can't correct. So there's no point just, you know, doing 6, 7, 8, 10 passes if you know that you're not able to get a scratch out. So what I'm doing now with this, I have some microfiber, hits the floor, never use it again. Anyway, so what I have in here is isopropyl. So isopropyl alcohol, I have that mixed with distilled water. And what that is to do is I use that as my surface prep. It has a little bit of, using Meguiar's surface prep mixed in. So it's the surface prep, it's 91% isopropyl, and then it's distilled water. If you want me to know the ratio, just ask. So anyway, so what I'm doing here is just gonna mix this on, not too heavy. And what I'm doing is taking off the oils that the compound is left behind. A lot of people don't do this. I find that it makes the entire process a lot easier in between stages. So as I'm doing a two-step here, I am using the surface prep after I compound into my polish. Now this came out really good, especially looking at how it came out. I'm actually really happy with that. Anyway, so Now we're gonna go on, and again, I'm a Menzerner fan, so I'm actually going not the most aggressive Menzerner polish, but I believe second. I think the most aggressive is probably 2000, which is still a polish. But we're doing Menzerner 2500, and I'm doing that on the, what is this, on the 21 millimeter throw, 21 throw, and I'm using a microfiber pad. So normally, a microfiber pad is also a cut pad. I could have used this. It's either, for me, wool pad is the most aggressive. The microfiber is close. If I really wanted to go ham, which I could have just used a rotary and just ate through this and did that in half the time. But for the sake of this video, most people are going to use dual actions. So anyway, so we're using this on a microfiber. Since I've already compounded and got almost all the scratches out, this is going to be a lot faster. I'm just trying to really get this haze out and get that lustrous, deep look that we're trying to achieve. Fairly sure we're done. And for the video, this is rushed. I wouldn't be surprised if I have to go over it again, but this came out pretty good. I'm happy with it. Very important whenever you're doing any type of work like this that you have a good understanding of what your client, what's his desires, what's her desires, right? Do they want a showroom and they just want you to get every scratch out? In most instances, I'm almost always, especially on a vehicle that's not factory paint, just go to the wet sanding. You're gonna save a lot more time. If it's not freshly painted or repainted, I should say, and it's factory, very little times where I would actually tell someone to do a wet sanding, especially if they have thin paint. It's almost never a good thing, but okay. So now we're going to go over this again with the surface prep, because this is going to, I believe, I have to check, I believe a 3-year coating. But so we're just getting it ready, where theoretically, if the whole vehicle was ready to go, I'll be doing this surface prep and literally putting the gloves on and putting the coating on. So let's show you how that came out. Real happy with this. Every car is different, so you gotta really know what you're doing, but look at this. Literally almost every scratch came out, literally. Then look at this. See the difference? Big difference. And of course, I had to go within the scope of what the client wants to achieve. Very important. Now, if he wanted to go another level, I'm fairly sure I could have got every scratch that I've seen, minus these rock chips. I'm sorry, it's a little blurry. I could have got these all out 100%. 100%. All right, so that was just a short demonstration. I don't know how long the video might be, 15, 20 minutes, however long it was. But just a really short demonstration on how to do a 2-step paint correction. Again, it's very important, like I just went over, to know what your client wants to achieve. Very important, right? You don't want to, you want to under promise. You don't want to over promise and then be like, man, in order to get to what I told the client to do, I'm going to have to do a whole another day worth of work. Very important. So with this, I'm fairly sure the client's going to be really happy, and we're going to continue. I've done the other bedside. I've done the rear. Now I'm taking this tape off, and it's time for me to spend the remainder of the time doing the rest of the vehicle. Now, believe it or not, this isn't going to take me too long, a couple hours. I'll be done with the whole thing in maybe 4 or 5, because of the fact that it's not factory paint, so I don't have to be careful. I can just cut as much as I want and go, because even then, you're barely taking off any clear coat. It's just when a vehicle is factory, they don't have much to work with. He has plenty. Like I said, I'm close to the 20s, around 20 mils, give or take. I mean, I might take off 0.5. We can do a paint correction of this 20, 30 times. So anyways, sorry for rambling. Steven with Beyond Clean. Want to get another video out to you guys. Hope you enjoy. Peace.